This is Chris Bedales. Like, subscribe to TNW Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Bedales, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. It'll all be down there in the description box. And I'm here to do my WWE Monday Night Raw July 4th, 2022 reviews. So here we go, discussing about tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw. Now we kick off the show with the new United States Champion, Bobby Lashley. So yeah, he comes out, he says it feels great to open up Monday Night Raw as the new United States Champion, and he, pretty much happy and all that, saying Happy Independence Day and all that stuff. But then all of a sudden, Mr. Money in the Bank, Theory came out, and he comes out and he starts laying down some stuff, talking about how at SummerSlam he will be taking on Bobby Lashley in a rematch for the United States Championship. And not only that, he says that he has a whole plan of letting Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar to go and beat the hell out of each other in that last man standing match, and he said he'll cash in his Money in the Bank after that match and then become the new undisputed WWE Universal Champion. That's what he said. So yeah, that's what he was talking about. And then Bobby Lashley was like, yeah, but you forget the if part, because that's if you can even make it to SummerSlam. Because don't forget, we got a 6-man tag team match later on tonight, and I'll beat your ass and all that. So yeah, that's what he said. But then Theory grabs the briefcase, he tosses it to Lashley, and then he starts beating the hell out of Lashley. He starts hitting him with the Money in the Bank briefcase, and there was one moment when he grabbed the briefcase, holding it up and all that, Theory was, and then all of a sudden, the briefcase opened. So WWE lied to us all the times that there ain't no damn contract in that damn Money in the Bank. Nothing. It's just an empty briefcase. That's upsetting. So yeah, after he done that, he was beating the hell out of him with the briefcase. But then Lashley got back up, starts beating the hell out of Theory, and then hits a chokeslam onto him, laying him out, and then Theory quickly rolled out the ring. So yeah, that's what happened there. A little quick brawl between Theory and Bobby Lashley. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good stuff though. But yeah, after that we get to interview backstage with Rey and Dominic Mysterio. They was talking about how they're going to beat Judgment Day and how they are on the same page. Dominic ain't going to portray Rey because it's his father and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what he said. But yeah, they will be in a tag team match up next on Monday Night Raw. So yeah, it'll be the Mysterios versus the Judgment Day up next on Raw. And later on tonight, we will see Bobby Lashley teaming up with the Street Profits to take on Theory and Alpha Academy in a 6-man tag team match later on tonight. Not only that, we'll see Liv Morgan pretty much celebrating her Smackdown Women's Championship win later on tonight on Raw. And not only that, we will see Becky Lynch versus Asuka one-on-one in a no-holds-barred match later on tonight on Raw as well. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later. Until then. So, the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was a tag team match. It was the first match of the night. It was Rey and Dominic, the Mysterios, versus Finn Balor and Damian Priest, the Judgment Day, in a tag team match. And you know what? It was a pretty good tag team match. At the ending of this match, before the match even started, when the Mysterios already came out, they was waiting for the Judgment Day to come out, but then the Judgment Day attacked them from behind and stuff, beating them down and stuff, and then we get the match underway. So yeah, we got the match underway. It was a pretty good match, like I was saying. But then we get to the ending, pretty much, where we seen Damian Priest actually use Wade Barrett's finish move, the Wasteland, actually, at one point on the Rey. And then he tags in Finn Balor. Balor climbs up the top turnbuckle. And by the way, speaking about Finn Balor, he actually got a new pair of attire now. He's wearing tights and stuff. So, and it's all black and all that. Take it how you will. I don't know. He looks okay with it though, but I'm already missing his old style already. So yeah. But other than that, he climbed up the top turnbuckle. he jumps off for the coup de grace onto Ray, but Ray moved out the way, and then Ray knocks him on the second rope by drop kicking his leg and all that. And then Damian Priest was behind Ray, and then Dominic comes in there, drop kicking Priest onto the second rope, and then the Mysterios hits the double 619 onto the Judgment Day. And then we see Ray climb up the top turnbuckle, jumps off for the frog splash, but then Balor puts his knees up and Ray lands on him, and then Balor goes for a pin. 1, 2, Ray barely kicked out at 2, and then Priest throws in one steel chair, and he had another one in his hands, and he climbs up on the ring apron while he was distracting the referee. That's when Finn Balor grabs the steel chair, and he was about to attack Ray, but then Dominic comes from behind, try and pull out the steel chair out of Balor's hands, but Balor was not letting it go, and he pushes Dominic down, and then Ray got back up, and then he drops down to the mat, and that's when the referee turns around, and he notices that Balor gets the steel chair, and he thinks Balor hit Ray upside the head with the steel chair, and he rings the bell for a disqualification. So yeah, the Mysterios defeated the Judgment Day by DQ. So yeah, Ray pulling Eddie Guerrero on the Judgment Day. So yeah, that's what happened. Now I'll say this: Finn Balor teaming up with Damian Priest in their first tag team match. I don't think they should have lost, but WWE pretty much went the safe route and made it a DQ. So take it how you will. It was an okay match between these two teams. Like I always say, I always hate DQ finishes, but I guess it's okay. So with this match, I'll give it 2.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was an okay start to Raw. But then we get to the Miz getting interviewed backstage, and they was talking about how do you feel about Logan Paul signing to WWE and stuff, and Miz was talking about how he was proud of Logan and how he knows what Logan's coming from, since they both been on reality TV and all that stuff. So yeah, he said he knows where Logan's coming from, but he said that either Logan can be his tag team partner and they can win the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships, or he can humble Logan and beat the hell out of him and all that stuff, and Logan gets to earn his way in WWE. So yeah, that's what Miz was saying, and he said the choice is Logan. So yeah, that's what happened there. But up next, we're going to be seeing AJ Styles versus The Miz up next on Raw. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was a one-on-one match. But before I talk about that match, we got to talk about the Street Profits at Alpha Academy. So yeah, it was from earlier today with the Street Profits, talking about how welcome to the Street Profits 4th of July party. So yeah, that's what they were saying, and they were celebrating and all that. But then we see Chad Gable and Otis Alpha Academy come up, and they started talking about how they're better than the Street Profits, how Montez needs to stop complaining about how he lost that Money in the Bank and all that, and that he's a liar and all that stuff. And then all of a sudden, Montez starts talking crap to Chad Gable, making fun of him, and then slaps him in the face with a hot dog. And then Otis comes up and he's talking about, I am the hot dog eating champion, and same for Angelo Dawkins. So it looks like they're going to have a hot dog eating contest between them. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening there. And then we get to a segment backstage with Mysterios walking and stuff. And then they get attacked from behind by the Judgment Day. They was beating them down and all that. And then Finn Balor and Damian Priest was standing tall. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then we finally get to the match. AJ Styles versus The Miz, one-on-one, and it was an okay match. Miz was trying to pick up the win at one point when he hit the DDT onto Styles, but Styles kicked out, and then Miz started scoring at Styles' legs, and then he was trying to lock on the figure 4 onto Styles, but Styles kicked him away, and then Styles was over there by the turnbuckles, and then Miz comes running up to him, and that's when Styles kicked him in the face and leaped over down the ring apron and jumps off with the phenomenal forearm onto The Miz, and then pins him for the 3 count. So yeah, AJ Styles defeated The Miz tonight on Monday Night Raw. That's what happened. But then after the match ended, while Styles was celebrating, Champa attacks Styles from behind, beating him down and stuff. But then he runs him into the turnbuckles, And then he lowers down his knee pad, trying to hit that running knee onto Styles, but Styles moved out of the way, kicks him upside the head, and then hits a peg leg kick as well onto Champa, and then he sets him up for the Styles Clash, but then Miz comes up from behind, hitting the Skull Crusher finale onto AJ Styles, laying him out. So yeah, and then Miz and Champa shook hands and started walking away together. So yeah, that's what happened there. It was an okay match between Miz and Styles, and what happened after the match, it was pretty good as well. So yeah, it looks like it is now official between The Miz and Champa now. So yeah, there's going to be interesting to see. But yep, that's what happened there. Pretty good stuff though for the match and all that stuff. I'll give it 2.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was okay stuff. So yeah, that's what I'll give it. But yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, now before I talk about the tag team match, we gotta talk about this. So yeah, the Smackdown Women's Champion Liv Morgan came out, and she was celebrating her win, talking about how if it wasn't for the fans, she would have never won the Money in the Bank contract and then cash it in the same night to become the new SmackDown Women's Champion by defeating Ronda Rousey and all that. That's what she was saying. So she was saying thank you to all the fans and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what was going on. But then Natalya comes out, interrupting Liv Morgan, talking about how if it wasn't for her hurting Ronda Rousey, that Liv Morgan would never have a chance to cash in the Money in the Bank contract and become the SmackDown Women's Champion. So yeah, that's what Natalya was saying, and she was talking about how she wants a match against Liv Morgan and all that, and wants to win the SmackDown Women's Championship. But then Liv Morgan was like, well, you know, I was expecting you to come out and all that stuff, but then all of a sudden, we see Carmella come out, and Carmella's just talking a lot of crap to Liv Morgan and all that stuff, and then, you know, they both start, Carmella and Natalya starts attacking Liv Morgan, beating her down and stuff, but then, the Raw Women's Champion, Bianca Belair, comes out, saving Liv Morgan, tossing Carmella and Natalya out the ring, and then Adam Pearce comes out and he says, how about this, a tag team match right now between y'all. So yeah, it was the Raw Women's Champion, Bianca Belair, and the SmackDown Women's Champion, Liv Morgan, versus Carmella and Natalya in a tag team match. It was a pretty good tag team match. At the ending of this match, we see Carmella jump off the ring apron, trying to hit like a crossbody onto Bianca, but Bianca caught her, and you know, Bianca was going to run her into the ring post, but then Carmella got off her shoulders and pushed Bianca face first into the ring post, laying her out, and then Carmella gets on the ring apron, and then she gets hit with a knee to the face by Liv Morgan, getting knocked off the ring apron, and then that's when Natalya comes up, trying to roll up Liv Morgan, but then instead of rolling her up, she tries to lock on the sharpshooter onto Liv, but then Liv kicks Natalya to the ropes, and Liv quickly got up and runs and hits her finisher move, Bolivian, onto Natalya, and then pins Natalya for the 3 count. So yeah, the SmackDown Women's Champion Liv Morgan and the Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair defeated Natalya and Carmella tonight in a tag team match. That's what happened. It was a pretty good match. For that match, I'll give it 2.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was a pretty good match. But yeah, that's what happened there. And then we get to some stuff going on with that 4th of July party, where we see, you know, Alpha Academy and all that, and we see, like, Veer Maha eating, and Mustafa Ali and Cedric Alexander stealing Veer's food and all that stuff, and Veer chasing after them. And then we see MVP and Omos talking, and then we see Dana Brooke come up, you know, looking around, and then she runs off because everybody's chasing after her for the 24/7 championship, and Reggie runs into Omos. Omos got pissed off, grabs Reggie and throws him, and that's what happened there. And then we see Ezekiel talking to the Street Profits, and you know, he had a hot dog, and he was about to put some ketchup on the hot dog, but accidentally squirt the ketchup onto Seth Rollins. So yeah, Seth Rollins comes up and starts busting out laughing and gets all serious, tastes the ketchup, and walks away, not even saying a word. But yeah, but then it leads to a match that will be happening up next on Raw. It will be Seth Rollins versus Ezekiel, 1-on-1, up next on Monday Night Raw. So yeah, that match will be happening up next. And yeah, I will see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was a one-on-one match. It was Seth Rollins versus Ezekiel one-on-one, and it was a pretty good match. Both of them going back and forth. Ezekiel getting synced up in this match and all that stuff. But then we get to the closing end of this match where Ezekiel starts rolling up Seth Rollins, like rolls him up at one point, getting a 2 count, then puts him in inside cradle, getting another 2 count. But then Rollins got back up, hits the discus forearm onto Ezekiel, and then turns Ezekiel around, trying to hit that discus forearm onto the back of the head of Ezekiel, but that's when Ezekiel rolls Rollins up with the backslide, pinning him. 1, 2, Seth Rollins barely kicking out 2, but as soon as he kicked out, he got up to his feet quickly and then hits the curb stomp onto Ezekiel, and then pins him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Seth Rollins defeated Ezekiel tonight on Monday Night Raw. That's what happened. And then after the match ended, Seth Rollins got out of the ring, walking up the ramp and stuff, but then he starts having second thoughts, and then he comes back into the ring, setting up for a second curb stomp onto Ezekiel. But then as soon as he was running for the curb stomp, he gets hit with the RKO from out of nowhere by Riddle. Riddle laying him out with the RKO, and yeah, that was the end of it. So yeah, it was a pretty good match. What happened after the match was pretty good. With all that stuff, I'll give it I'll give the match, what happened after the match, 3 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was pretty good stuff. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then we get to the 4th of July party once again, where we see the hot dog eating contest between Angelo Dawkins and Otis and eating and all that stuff. But then come to find out, Akira Tozawa was in it and he won the hot dog eating contest. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then Otis was talking about how he wasn't feeling good and all that, and Theory comes up talking about, remember guys, I need y'all to be at your best and stuff in this 6-man tag team match. And then he walks away. So yeah, that's what happened there. But up next, it will be the 6-man tag team match. It will be the United States Champion Bobby Lashley teaming up with the Street Profits to take on Alpha Academy and Mr. Money in the Bank Theory up next in a 6-man tag team match. So yeah, that match will be happening up next. And later on tonight in the main event, it will be Becky Lynch versus Asuka in a no-holds-barred match later on tonight as well. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was a 6-man tag team match. It was Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, the Street Profits, teaming up with the United States Champion Bobby Lashley to take on the team of Otis and Chad Gable, Alpha Academy, and Mr. Money in the Bank Theory in a 6-man tag team match. And this 6-man tag team match, it was a pretty good match. If you have, go check it out. At the ending of this match, we see Lashley taking out Otis, knocking him off the apron, and he was trying to knock off Theory, but Theory jumped down, and starts flexing and all that, and that's when Angelo Dawkins comes up, hitting a shoulder block onto Theory, sending him flying across the announce table, laying him out. And then after that, we see seen Lashley hit a flatliner onto Chad Gable, and he goes for the pin. 1, 2, Otis breaks up the pin at 2, and then that's when Montez gets in the ring, trying to jump over Otis, but Otis throws him over the top rope, and then that's when Angelo Dawkins gets in the ring, and he gets hit with the back elbow, pretty much the Judas effect by Otis, and then Angelo Dawkins rolls out, and then that's when Bobby Lashley got back up, hits a spear onto Otis, and then Montez climbs up the top turnbuckle, jumping off at the frog splash onto Otis, taking him out, and then that's when Chad Gable got up and hits a suplex onto the belly-to-belly suplex on Bobby Lashley. He climbs up the top turnbuckle, jumps off with a moonsault. It was kind of botched a little bit, but it looks like it was okay. Bobby Lashley didn't get hurt or anything. It was just Lashley was a little bit too far out, and he kind of caught the knees, kind of. Probably across the arm or whatever, but it looked like it was perfectly fine. That's when Gable went for the pin. 1, 2, Bobby Lashley kicked out at 2, and then that's when Gable tries to pretty much do that rollover German suplex onto Lashley. And by the way, he actually done that to Montez Ford to take him out, actually, and then flipped him, which looked pretty cool. But yeah, he was trying to do the same thing onto Lashley, but Lashley held on to the ropes, and that's when Gable rolls through, and then Gable runs to the Lashley. Lashley ducks underneath his clothesline, comes back from the ropes, hit the spear onto Chad Gable, and then pins him for the 3 count. So yeah, Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits defeated Theory and Alpha Academy tonight on Monday Night Raw. That's what happened. Pretty good 6-man tag team match. And then after the match ended, we see Chad Gable checking on Otis, and then Otis starts throwing up, and Chad Gable luckily moved out the way, so yeah, that's what happened there. So yeah, with that match and all that stuff, I'll give it 3.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was a pretty good 6-man tag team match, so yeah, if you have go check out that match. But then, after the match ended, we see Becky Lynch get interviewed backstage, and she was talking about how she will defeat Asuka tonight in the No Holds Barred match and all that, and they call her No Holds Becky Lynch. So yeah, that's what Becky Lynch said. So yeah, that's what she said. That will be the main event for later on tonight. But it looks like up next we'll be seeing R-Truth pretty much celebrating the 4th of July up next on Raw. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Raw. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, we see R-Truth come out dressed up as Uncle Sam and all that stuff, and he comes out, celebrating the 4th of July and all that, talking about how he wants to thank the Americans and all that stuff like that. That's what he was saying. But then he gets interrupted by Ludwig Kaiser, and Ludwig introduces the Intercontinental Champion Gunther. He comes out, and by the way, he gets a new theme song and stuff. So yeah, it's a pretty good theme song for Gunther. So yeah, that's what happened there. And Gunther gets in the ring. R-Truth looks at him, and Gunther slaps him, and then we get a match underway. It was Gunther versus R-Truth 1-on-1, and it was, of course, what you think it is. It got dominated. At the ending, of course, R-Truth was trying to fight back, but it obviously wasn't worth it, and he gets hit with a chop, and then Gunther lifts him up, hits the powerbomb onto R-Truth, and then pins him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, the Intercontinental Champion Gunther defeated R-Truth tonight on Monday Night Raw. That's what happened. That match, I'll give it 1 star. That's what I'll give it. But yeah, that's what happened there. But Gunther, I'm saying it right now, he's like an incredible Intercontinental Champion. Like, he's been incredible since winning the title. So yeah, that's a great thing right there. But yeah, that's what happened there. And then after that, we see Alexa Bliss getting interviewed backstage, and she was talking about how she's happy for Liv Morgan to win the Smackdown Women's Championship, but she said it's time for her to win some gold as well, and she's going to go after the Raw Women's Championship. So yeah, that's what Alexa Bliss said. And then we see Asuka come up saying something in Japanese or whatever, and then walks away. So yeah, up next it'll be the main event. It will be Becky Lynch versus Asuka 1-on-1 in a No Holds Barred match up next on Raw. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was a 1-on-1 match. It was the main event. It was Becky Lynch versus Asuka 1-on-1 in a no-holds-barred match. And this match, it was a pretty good match. I'll say this right now, best match of the night. So yeah, it was a great match. A lot of things that they was doing, like they was going through a lot of stuff. Hitting each other's with steel chairs, trash cans, tables, and all that stuff. So yeah, they brought a lot of stuff into this match. At one point, we see Becky Lynch hit the Bexploder onto Asuka on a pile of steel chairs outside the ring, which looked pretty nice. At one point, we see Asuka hit a superplex on the Becky Lynch through a table, which was pretty cool. At one point, Asuka put a trash can on Becky Lynch's head, starts laying in some kicks to her and stuff, and then climbs up the top turnbuckle, jumping off with a missile drop kick with the trash can over Becky Lynch's head, and then pins her 1, 2, and Lynch barely kicked out at 2. And then we see Asuka bring in that umbrella that she usually brings out with her as well, try to use that, and then try to spit green mist into Becky Lynch's face, but Becky ducks down and misses. Asuka missed and all that stuff. But then we get to the ending where Asuka sets up a table and she puts Becky Lynch on the top turnbuckle. Like Asuka was going to put Lynch through the table, but Becky Lynch fought out of that and then hits the manhandle slam onto Asuka off the top turnbuckle through a table and then pins her for 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Becky Lynch defeated Asuka tonight in the No Holds Barred match. That's what happened. Pretty good match. If you have yet, go check out that match. For that match, I'll give it 4 stars. That's why I'll give it. Great match. So yeah, tonight's Monday Night Raw, pretty good main event. Tonight's Raw, it was to be honest, it was okay and stuff. Pretty much, it was just a few things to announce or whatever for SummerSlam, but that was about it. It's the 4th of July episode, so the ratings probably ain't going to be the best, obviously. But, yeah, with that being said, though, it was still a decent Monday Night Raw. That's what I'll say. The main event was great. The 6-man tag team match from earlier with Lashley teaming up with the Street Profits to take on Alpha Academy in Theory was a pretty good match. Seth Rollins versus Ezekiel was okay. It looks like Riddle and Seth Rollins will have a match at SummerSlam. That's what it looks like. Theory versus Bobby Lashley at SummerSlam. That match was announced. Pretty good segment between them two earlier from the start as well. The Mysterios versus Judgment Day was okay. Like I always say, I don't like DQ finishes, but that was okay, I guess. And yeah, there was so many other matches. Bianca Belair teaming up with Liv Morgan to take on Natalya, and Carmella was okay. Gunther pretty much making his Monday Night Raw debut, pretty much just dominating R-Truth. And I would just say, Gunther is a very credible Intercontinental Champion. He's probably been the most credible IC champion in the past 5 years, I'll say. So yeah, very long time. But yeah, that was tonight's Monday Night Raw, and it was an okay episode. So yeah, for tonight's Monday Night Raw, I'll give it 7 stars. That's why I'll give it. Or yeah, that's why I'll give it. I'll give it 7 stars. But yeah, that has been my WWE Monday Night Raw, July 4th, 2022 reviews. Like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Bagels, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. It'll all be down there in the description box. And yeah, I will see you guys later for this Wednesday's AEW Dynamite reviews, and this Friday's Friday Night Smackdown reviews. And yeah, I will see you guys later. Until then.